Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for giving us your time on this Thursday night here with Superstar Speakers, where we present another evening in Waiting in the Wings. We have got the fantastic Gail Emms. She is waiting to take your questions. So if you've got any questions for our Olympic silver medal winning guest, get them in the comments down below. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, please, please welcome my special guest here tonight, the fantastic, the wonderful Gail Emms is here.
Woo! Can I take you everywhere? Because I'm liking this introduction. You know, just as I walk in a room, just, do that for me. That'd be great. Thanks.
Well, like I've said to you before, like my background is a pro wrestling MC. I can give you the full-on like Apollo Creed if you want.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can you do it on the school run as well? I think that just, doing the entrance, shut all the yummy mummies up as you introduce me as I do the walk. That would be great, actually. Yeah, I quite like that. Thanks.
Like the Blues Brothers. We'll get some speakers on the top of the car. I'll get the tuxedo on.
Yeah, definitely.
How's life treating you, Gail? How are you doing in lockdown?
Lockdown has been emotional. I'm not going to lie. It's been something that I've never thought that I'd experience. And I have actually. I swear I've experienced every emotion as well. It's been. I've felt anger. I felt frustration. I felt annoyance. I've cried. Then I've been really calm. Then I've been really motivated. Then I've been demotivated. It's been everything. And I think that, I think a lot of people have gone through the same. Some people have absolutely loved it. And this has been a moment of like tranquility, and it's been a moment of reflection. But for me, someone who is always on the go, who's always doing something, this has been like pain. It has been really, really painful. So I'm glad to see we're easing out of it for the right reasons and stuff. So like my energy into something basically now. Yeah.
I want to bring it up actually, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that don't know. You did a bit of volunteering at the testing station. How did that come about?
Yeah.
And what was that experience like?
I'm still doing it. I'm on shift.
Are you still doing it?
7:30. Yeah, so I'm on shift tomorrow morning, 7:30, bay number 4. Yes, so basically, I have my little bay, and I there you go.
Oh shit, she's gone. Do you know what? This StreamYard is rotten. This StreamYard is absolutely rotten. We've lost Gail. We've lost Gail Emms. Of course we have. I think I did look into Zoom today, guys, and I'm going to get her off the stream for a second. And unfortunately, with Zoom, you can't get the live questions thing. So if we start moving Zoom, we'll be pre-recording these. We have just lost Emms, which is... Oh, there she is. Hello. All right.
Can you hear me?
Are you there? I can hear you loud and clear.
I can't hear you.
I was just practicing filling. I was just like filling time and
Can you hear me?
basically moaning about StreamYard. I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
I can't hear anything now. I can't hear you.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Right.
Tell you what we'll do. If you can.
Hello?
Do you know what? Again, we have this.
All good.
You got me now. Perfect.
Yeah, Twitter just blocked me.
Yeah, do you know what, Rob?
That's what it was. Yeah. Twitter just blocked me. I had to press a review button or something.
Here's me. I was taking the blame for that as well. If you'd have said, like, Rob, that was you.
No.
Like, I'd have fully did that.
Because obviously we've been messaging through Twitter.
We've had the same.
Yeah, it's a copyright thing. It could be your copyright.
Shouldn't be. Everything should be all right. Everything. Do you know what?
Oh, well,
let's not dwell on the negative. Let's crack on.
Yes, so I've been swabbing.
Yeah,
Let's go back to swabbing. Basically.
Yes.
I am not someone who sits on their bum and likes it. Sort of like, so watching. I know a lot of people have been on their sofas and chilling out and watching Netflix. I can't do that. And I got to a point and I was like, I'm fit, I'm healthy. I felt this real sense of duty, and I felt this real sense of like, well, hang on a sec, everyone's at home, but it's all right for the key workers to go out there. And I felt this real sense of, key workers, you go out and deliver my food. or key workers go on the front line and put yourselves at risk for the coronavirus. And I just sat there and thought, well, where's this divide come from? Key workers and us, but we'll clap them every Thursday night. I felt a real sense of hypocrisy, actually. And I was a bit like, right, I need a job as well. So I was looking on job sites, trying to get some money and everything, even applying for supermarket jobs and anything. Couldn't get any supermarket jobs. And then I was like, well, there was this ad for volunteer testers. And I just went, well, at least I am doing something. Went along, got my training and everything. And now, it's the best thing I did, actually. Love it. Great team of people. I get to get that swab and put it down your back of your mouth and to give it a little sort of wiggle around and make it go, ah. And then I have to go stick this swab up your nose. And that is the beauty of my days now. I literally get swab and swab people for the virus. So, yeah, but I feel good because I'm doing something.
How many hours?
I do 4 days on, 4 days off. But I'm on call for those 4 days off. So, and it's about 7:30 to 3:30 every day. Yeah.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Good for you, mate. So the questions are coming in.
Oh, good.
No, man, I wanted to get that across. No, man, it's a positive thing. So any questions that are coming in, I'm just going to pepper them throughout the interview, Gail.
Okay.
And our pal Mark has been on.
Yeah.
He says, do you think talent is born with or learned?
I don't think you are born to be talented at anything, because how can you as a baby suddenly be born to be a talented footballer or a talented judo or anything like that? It's definitely learned, but what it is about it's your personality. So it's matching the right sport or right skill with your personality. And if the two go together really, really well, and you have the right support team.
She's gone again. Well, we can blame Twitter this time at least. So Mark, I think what Gail's trying to say there is that, and she's back again. Your Twitter blowing up again. Hey.
You're not born to be a superstar. You are. It's a combination of everything. So it has to come from you. It has to come from here. It has to come from your heart, and it has to come from all the people around you. You can't do it on your own. It's impossible. But there are obviously physical attributes that do help. So it would help if you are about 7 foot tall to make it as a basketball player, for instance. So you've got, there's some little genetic things that are going to be, sort of a little bit more in your favour. But it is, to be honest, it's got to come from you. I wasn't the most naturally talented badminton player whatsoever, but I wanted it. So, yeah, that's why.
So, on that note, can anybody do it? Say there's a young 4-year-old girl, which is how old you were, who says, right, do you know what? I'm going to be a badminton player. Can they do it? Like on paper, from point zero, can anybody do it?
You could, but I would never, ever, ever advise anyone to do that in any way, because because slightly psycho about it. But also it's about you have to create that. If you channel a child into one thing, that's the worst thing you can do. You need to create the right human, and you have to do it in so many different ways. So on theory, yes, you can, but in practice, no, that wouldn't work at all.
I always say, I'm going to always say this about myself. I've achieved success later in life, and I've got this platform of I used to be a forklift driver. I used to work in retail. I was I now know what that success means. It's not a case of this is the path and that's where I got to. It's now I am not going back there.
Definitely. And I think people need to remember that as well. I always said you should take everyone's funding away and see who turns up the next day. They're the people you want to fund. So things like that,
absolutely.
Because, they want it more. And it's not about the money. It's about the journey or whatever, every cliche you want to throw, but it's true. It is about the ones who will turn up because that you can work with them because they want it up here.
And I suppose at that level, the lower down you go, there's no money in it, is there? There's
nothing.
It's not all, do you know what I mean?
Well, if anyone wants to, sort of the myths about any Olympian, I think someone on Twitter put the other day, they said, because of the protests and you're not allowed to be political at the Olympic Games. And someone went, what? They're going to take our money away from us because we get nothing. Absolutely bugger all. It is nothing. And I think the lottery funding is only sort of, it's not even, you've got to be like in the top 10 of the world and you still only get like £25,000 a year. So if you think you're going to make loads of money from lottery funding, it's not. It's like literally the base level, so you can then go and do your training. And you've got to be lucky in your sport. You might not get any prize money or any sponsorship, so you've got to be there again in that right sport at the right time to get the right attraction and the right sponsorships. And then it's pot luck. You might go and break your ankle the week before the Olympics and that's it. Your chance is gone. So it's ruthless Olympics, and we train a hell of a lot harder than a lot of other sports as well. So we don't do it for the money. That's for sure.
Do you regret it though, Gail? Do you is there a part of you that's like, I wish I hadn't bothered?
Yeah.
Really? No, really?
No. You do go through it. And I think you have to go through it, because when you finish, when you transition, you basically you crash off a cliff. And I think you have to go through those emotions, and you do go through anger. And part of me, you look at your life and you go, I'm 31 years old. And my mates are all climbing the career ladder. They've got nice cars, nice houses, whatever. I have now got the CV of an 18-year-old, and I'm right back to where, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. What was the point of it? And you do have those questions. And I think you need to, answer these questions. Was it worth it? What did I learn? What did I, where can I, but you need help to go through that process as well. And many athletes will look back, and that's what I want to make sure is every athlete looks back with pride and not go, oh, that was, really didn't want it. Yeah. You don't want to look back in anger, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely right. That leads on to a question that Anthony Ryder has asked us. It's when you're having a bad day, what motivated you to carry on? And whether he means as an athlete or afterwards, but what's the motivation to dig deep?
The motivation is the hard one. It's more, I call it more of a stubbornness. I never want to have any regrets. And that's what made me carry on a bad day, is that if I quit, I'm gonna regret it. Whereas if I push and I carry on and I get to work to a point where I go, okay, I've done everything I can. It's not working today. That's fine. But I know that feeling, then that's okay. If you're having bad days can be for so many different reasons. Bad days can be from up here, body, everything. And you've just got to accept it. We're human. Okay, so anyone who tries to fight a bad day, it's you're not a robot. So understand it. Is it a bad day because just one of those days, or what is it? If you can try and push through, but as long as you can wake up tomorrow and go, I don't regret what I did yesterday, then that's it. And it's learning. You're never going to get it right all the time. And some days you go, oh, I wish I pushed through, but you don't do it the next time. That's all it is. And again, athletes aren't we don't wake up and go, woo, let's go training. Yeah. It's none of that. We hate it. We hate it. Some do. But, it is physically and mentally exhausting. But you just have to visualize why you're doing it. So I used to just obviously visualize the podium, and I kept thinking, if I don't do this, my opponent is going to do this. And I like winning, and I want to win. So I'm going to do this training because I want to win. And that's how you see the process. Yeah. I'm like, God damn it, I'm going to do this because I want to win. Yeah. And it's just working your way of thinking about it. So, if it's in normal life now, it's a lot different thinking. I don't sit there. I wish I did have medals. Honestly, I wish people would give me medals for just doing the washing.
Participation.
I want a medal for doing the washing. I really do. I want stickers. I want to get. Do you know what? I want to bring back stickers. Kids get stickers, well done stickers. I want that for adults. I think we need them.
Do you know what? There's a gap in the market there, isn't there? There's a gap in the market for that.
I'd have them everywhere. Well done. You survived today. Well done. Well done, Badge.
Well, just a sticker to say, I survived today.
Yeah.
Quarantine 2020 survivor.
Why not? We'll have t-shirts. That is a t-shirt, if that isn't anything.
Headbands,
anything's a lot. Merchandise. We're doing that. We're copywriting that. I heard that here. Yeah, we survived.
Yeah, anyone says Kind of this I did have a question in mind then, but we've just gone a little bit off kilter there. It's all good. Talking about your medals, where do you keep your medals? Like, because
they're just over there.
Really? Are they like on display?
No.
Do you have them on? No?
No, I'll show you what they're in.
Yeah, please do. I've never seen an Olympic medal. I'm always interested in this kind of thing. Yeah, I'm interested in this kind of thing because we interview a lot of footballers, and when I've spoken to Ryan Giggs, his mentality is medal done. Here it is.
Yeah.
Medal done. Put it to one side, on to the next challenge. And always kind of like, if it was me, they would be on the wall, loud and proud.
No.
There it is.
So there's the Olympic silver one.
That's incredible.
Let's get the light. There you go. That's better. So I keep them in it is an LMS travel pouch that I've probably stolen from a flight somewhere. They're just in this, and because I take them around to schools and I do a lot of talks, and actually the reason why, because I've got the Olympic silver and world gold, so these are the two. I don't bother with the rest. The rest is somewhere else. I don't even know where they are. I just take these two around. Basically because you can go into a school and you can do the talk and blah 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 blah. You can try your best, but some kids, I let them wear it, and then it clicks and they go, oh, and then you go, yeah. And I think for some, to hold an Olympic medal is one of the biggest. Suddenly you see it and they get it, and talking doesn't always register, but when they sort of feel it, touch it, learn about it, they can visual, that can be for some children really, really important. So I always take it around and let kids wear it. So, but obviously, going back to that question, if they have a bad day, I just wear the medals. Do the housework.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Do the school run wearing the medals is
do washing up. Set of marigolds and a silver medal around your neck.
You know what? It works. It does actually work. Wear a medal on your bad day. Things will be all right.
Yeah, but we haven't all got a medal. Someone once told me when you're having a bad... Oh, yeah. I might just make one. Bit of tin foil and a bit of ribbon.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, man. Someone once told me about bad days. Is like, think about, are you having a bad day, or are you stretching out 5 minutes of a bad moment throughout the day? And that always kind of like, do you know what I mean? That always stuck with me. Like, are you
that's
just,
quite good.
Dropping it?
Yeah,
it is, isn't it?
I quite like that. Yeah, I might use that.
Yeah, like because I'm very very prone to doing that, like licking my own wounds. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean. But yes, exactly. Or wear a medal. Yeah, it does.
I'm definitely gonna try that. Like when I go back in the office, I might just go back with a medal around my neck. Say, well, Gail Emms said I could, and she's an Olympian. So argue with that.
There you go. Yes.
Questions from me.
Okay.
This is all good. Questions coming from Ross. Because do you think badminton deserves more mainstream coverage? And if so, how could this happen?
I would never say a sport deserves more coverage than another, okay? Because I think I love all sport, and all sport is great. We have so much sport on TV now, and it's good. I think we need to get back into watching live sport more. So instead of sitting on the sofa and tuning in, and it's great we can tune in to the Premier League or whatever, but actually there's so much sport that's going on in our communities that is cheap, more accessible, and you get that emotion and that atmosphere. So do I want badminton to have more screen coverage? Yes, but for the right reasons. Don't, I hate it when you sort of, let's put it on because we feel a bit sorry for them. It should be on because it is a great sport to watch. It's actually it's much better to watch it live than it is on TV. You see how fast that shuttle goes because it goes over 200 miles an hour, and that's really hard to pick it up on the TV. So that for me, I'm sort of, feel quite, it's my sport, but it's not the best one to watch. However, I know there's every sport is trying to get itself out there and, coverage. But what we should be doing is, yes, having a few sports on and really showcasing all sport, because there are lots of sports out there, but also we should be encouraging people to go and watch it live and support local clubs and communities and much better. And if anything, lockdown has shown, just shows how fragile sport is as a business. If we, a couple of months, 3 months, and suddenly we are in financial crisis with a lot of sports clubs, that just shows how much we need to get out there and go and support support our clubs.
That's great advice. That's a really wonderful point that you make there.
You know, we have been sat inside and now we're missing sport, but are we missing it because actually we can't go to watch it live, or are we missing it because it's not on TV? And that's where we think, well, actually, maybe we should get out there a bit more, make that effort to support our clubs. And it's not the knock-on effect for the communities around it, you know, for the food, the drink, you know, that sort of, all that has just been a massive effect on it. Sorry, I'm just doing.
Great. Yeah. No, that's absolutely fine. We do actually have a message for you, Gail, from a mutual friend of ours. It's all right. It's it's from when we had Wes Brown on the other day. Now, if anyone didn't see the interview with Wes Brown, I'm just going to play this little clip.
I was just seeing you got Gail Emms on.
Hang on.
I was just seeing you got Gail Emms on. She
Yes.
beat me in badminton when she was pregnant. A little mess
Did
about
she?
we had once. Yeah. I was absolutely devastated because I thought I had a bit, but no, wasn't to be.
Well, she's pretty good at badminton, in all fairness.
Very good. She's very good, yeah. So,
for everybody watching, what is the story behind you beating Wes Brown at badminton? Because I did not see that coming.
There are lots. I should write a book. This is well, the thing is, what happens is, because being a girl in sport, and especially a sport like badminton, because most people have had a go at badminton. You played it at school, maybe in the back garden. I get a lot of, I'll beat you. So I do get a lot of that. So I'm used to it, not a problem. I got a call to go, can you go up to, obviously, Manchester and support the, it was Premier League for sports. So badminton was one of the sports they were really helping kids engage in the community. So it's fantastic. I was like, yeah, of course I will. Only problem was I was 6 months pregnant. So, you know, I didn't really think that I'd just be there supporting, talking with the kids and everything like that. The thing is, I'm really competitive, and obviously footballers are really competitive. And then obviously there was a badminton court and I couldn't help it. And I was like, oh, I want to get on like that.
Then.
Sorry? Well,
you instigated it then.
It was kind of, they were looking at me and they were giving it all this. And I was like, so we had, it was Michael Carrick, Wes Brown. They were the better two, actually. That's why I remember. There was someone else who was rubbish. He was actually all right, Wes. There was someone who was rubbish, and it'll come to me in a minute. Welbeck.
Really? Amazing.
Was shit. Like, proper shit. Couldn't hit it at all. Like, kept missing it. And it was that embarrassing, like, seriously, mate, are you actually a sports person? Because he was like, oh. And then he stormed off and went off to play table tennis, and then he was shit at that. So I think he had a strop and then, like, kind of sat down for a bit. So anyway,
I think that followed them onto the pitch at Old Trafford being crap there as well, to be honest with you.
So Carrick and Brown were on one side, and then it was me on the other with a load of kids, right? And of course, us three were getting all competitive, smacking the hell out of this shuttle. The kids were like going, what's going on? They were like ducking because we were like, all right, I'm going to beat you like this. And Wes was going, I'm going to beat. And I was like, obviously, like signs of whale going, I'm going to beat you. And it just got into, in the end, we had to get the kids off the court. And then I have obviously then just beat them because, you know, why not? Yeah. So it was
like,
yeah. It kind
like
of like
he would not have let you forget that.
Sorry? He
would not have let you forget that, Wes, would he? He would have been banging on about beating an Olympic silver medalist at badminton.
Exactly. There's a lot of athletes, you know, sort of, especially sports people, they always like go, oh, you know, I'll get a point. I go, you will not get a point. No one has got a point off me except for one person. One person. Jason Gardner, who got Olympic gold in the 4x100 sprint in Athens. Now, Jason, obviously being a sprinter, is very fast, right? However, he's got no hand-eye coordination whatsoever. So it was going absolutely fine. I said, right, one game to 11, just make it pure simple. He hadn't even got it over the net, right? So it was 10-0. I lifted it up, served it up. He went to hit it. It caught the frame of his racket, which then hit the top of the net and then dribbled over, one of those, and I just went,
Uh-huh.
no, like that. And I went to try and get it back and couldn't. So only one person has got 1 point off me, one athlete, and that is Jason Gardner, and he was the worst of the lot. So yeah, really annoyed by that.
Not that you're bitter or anything. Not that that's lodged in your memory. Yeah.
See, Wes is a much better player than Jason Gardner. So, yeah. So I'm a bit annoyed by that. It's fine.
That was brilliant. So Gail goes golfing. Like,
yes.
Why golf? Because golf is quite it's a relaxed, calm sport. So I'm under the impression it's quite a nice, and you seem like you're full of energy. Like, it doesn't.
What are you trying to say?
What? It's a compliment. That is a compliment, Miss Emms.
And what you're implying is that I possibly am not the most natural for golf. Is this what you're trying to imply?
What I'm implying is I see you more as someone that would play a faster paced sport, such as, say, basketball, netball, or something with a little bit more aggression, whereas golf's quite a relaxed sport.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on.
Did I get out of that all right?
I'm more of a rugby player than a golfer.
You told me you wanted to try professional wrestling, so don't give me none of that on it.
So exactly, I want to. These are the sports that are right up my street. So I go to lots of golf days. I am very privileged and honoured to be asked to go to these gorgeous courses. And everyone goes to me, well, you're a badminton player, so you've got hand-eye coordination, you'll be fine. They've been saying that for 11 years now, and I'm still shit. So
really?
Yeah, because I'm so fast and so quick, and I'm not this. And especially when you get all this on the golf course as well. So the people who play me know if they get in my head, that's it. I'm like, poof. But what is good is that I'm entertaining on the golf course, because you'll see me proper strop. So I was on the course today. I went to Forest of Arden, which is up at Coventry. Had a great first hole, brilliant first hole. Second hole, not bad. Third, massive tantrum, picked my ball up, stormed off. So yeah, that is, you get everything with me. And I thought, well, let's kind of document this. Let's document Gail goes golfing, because the people that have played with me just go, seriously, you are something special. There's no
like
other
Happy
word
Gilmore.
There's a lot of Happy Gilmore. The swearing is unbelievable, and I have to apologize to so many people afterwards. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Everything comes out. I literally scream at my clubs. I scream at the ball, everything, because I'm just like, I just want to be good at it, and I'm not nearly there.
Now it makes more sense. Got a few quick comments coming in. Benji Smith said Emms needs to get in touch with Styx. Now, we had Styx is the professional wrestling trainer in Nottingham that we had. He's a very good friend of mine. Background. Right. House of Pain Training School in Nottingham.
Okay.
Get yourself up there.
All right, I'll do that.
I'll have a word with Styx, because Styx is trying to get me to go back into it. And I'm very much like, I'm not really too... So, yeah, I could see that happening.
Yeah, no, I can do that. I'd like to have a go. The only thing is, like, obviously, you're going to get quite close to people, and what if they smell?
Well,
that's my thing.
a lot of them.
What if they stink?
There are, I think, to be honest with you, there's a lot of etiquette in professional wrestling where
to spray, you must spray.
Yeah, well, from behind the scenes, personal hygiene is a very, very big deal. Because if you've got like someone in a headlock, it's just bad manners to be stinky. So it's actually like a real intense thing. Like, locker rooms are very, very clean. They were like, they were hand sanitizing before COVID. I'm telling you, they were good.
And also, like, I don't want, too hairy either.
Well, you'd probably be wrestling women, so there's not many stinky, hairy women in wrestling.
You say that? I don't know. Well, I'm just asking, are there? Because I don't want to go there if it's stinky and hairy. Yeah.
If there is, I've not met them. And I don't want to say that I've got a type, but they would find me.
Okay, no worries. Fine, that's good to know. Right.
This isn't how I expected this interview to go to all. This might, like, Rob Maltman's serious interviewer. Like, that's out the window now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Our pal Mark, I know, it's gone.
Oh.
So before this before this interview, I did actually say to Gayle, I was like, I'm not really prepared for this. I kind of like felt this was a bit of a challenge. Like, this is the most fun.
I did tell you it would be fun. I was getting some more.
Yeah, I'm genuinely enjoying myself. Mark Asplin said, if you were a professional wrestler, what would be your alter ego?
I will be.
You are, yeah. So now that you're a professional wrestler.
Does that mean like a name?
Character, yeah. Like, who would you be?
So give yourself, get like Gale Force.
That's cool. That works, doesn't it?
I'd have to go like a Gale Force, like yeah, it would be
stickers. Gale Force stickers.
I would be sticky. Right. I'm gonna stick you. What would I do? Yeah, it would be like Gale Force. It would definitely be like proper diva, Gayle Diva as well. Gayle Divas, isn't that a 100-meter sprinter? Gayle Divas as well. Yeah, I've got to be a bit of a. Yeah, I quite like this. Can I? Well, I want to.
Yeah, man.
Can I have a costume, like proper costume and everything as well? No, I'm not going Mexican, but I want to go like the whole. Yeah.
You don't want a mask?
No.
Do you know what?
I've had enough of masks. I'm bloody swabbing people with coronavirus. Okay, I'm so masked up right now. I want to stay away from masks. Okay, yeah. Okay, well,
that could be your finishing move. When they're done and knocked out, you could swab their nose.
Okay, I'm just gonna stick it on your nose for a minute. Okay, be a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah, perfect. Love it. Swabber Emms.
There you go. Like, you've got two characters there already.
Exactly. So yeah, that's all good. No, I do want to try it. I will try it.
Well, in all seriousness, if you do, I can point you in the right direction of the right people.
This is turning into a series. Gayle goes golfing. Yeah. Gayle goes wrestling.
Gayle goes wrestling. Wrestling's money. I'm telling you, wrestling is box office. Everyone loves wrestling. It's more exciting than golf. Let's be honest. And if you lose your rag, it's fine.
This could work. This could actually work. I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking this. Okay, let's do this. All right, we'll set this up afterwards. Okay, all right. We'll do this. Okay. I'm gonna go wrestling.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Oh Christ, here we go.
Oh shit. Oh. Right.
I said I'd never. Right.
Where do we go from here?
Well, I'm not quite sure, but what I was going to ask you about is transitioning from the athlete side of things into the presenting and the hosting and the media challenges, because I've seen you doing a bit of live event hosting, which is obviously what Superstar Speakers is all about. How do you get into doing that, and do you enjoy it, and what are the challenges of that?
Yeah, I do enjoy it, and I think it has to be a certain character to do it, and I think a lot of people assume you can do it, and it does take a lot of work, and people just think because you know that sport, therefore you can present live, and it doesn't work like that whatsoever. My best ever training was actually going into schools. So my first job was going into was working with the Youth Sport Trust, and they said, right, cool. So I went for my interview, and they went, so Gayle, what's your experience about going into schools? And I was like, well, I talk to the gifted and talented kids, and I'm always handing out the medals at sports awards. And I went, right, we work with the kids that are disengaged, so we work with the kids that have got anger management and the kids that don't like sport. And I was like, and so what? There are kids out there that don't like sport. And what they did was they helped me go into a room of 20, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds who really didn't give a crap who I was, didn't give a crap that I was an Olympian, because they got a really shit life. And they helped me talk about me, sort of my journey, and they broke it down and everything like that. And that was one of the best things I ever did. And I thought, if I can communicate to 12-year-olds who are literally like that, going, I ain't listening to you, miss. I ain't doing that. And I thought, if I can do that, then I can do anything. I can talk to CEOs of multi-million-pound companies. I can talk live on 5 Live. I can talk live anywhere. And it was one of I recommend, if someone wants to go into that kind of work, just talk in so many different areas and get training, get professional training, because You know, I had a great lady called Kat Winter who was brilliant with me. She taught me how to stand, how to project my voice. It was all these little things that you might not know about, but actually make a massive difference to how you can talk. And then you look back and you go, yeah, actually, the difference in you, it is a skill, and you've got to want to do it, and you have actually got to be able to do it, and it's not for everyone. So yeah, it's I like it. I'm not shy, so it's not too bad. I can go out there and I don't mind making a fool of myself. You know, you've got to be able to take that. If it goes wrong, you'll have to go, oops, it goes wrong. You know, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I like it.
So when you say you can talk to like CEOs of business, have you done a bit of that as well? Like where you talk to the whole how sport can relate to leadership and motivation and stuff. You've done all that as well?
Yeah, I'm a qualified business coach.
I'll get you.
I know. So I'm not sure anyone's going to employ me after this. You know, like, okay, so she plays golf, she wants to wrestle, but she's also a business coach. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like you're going to stand out.
Yes. Oh gosh. Yeah, I think it was part of my going through the transition, and someone suggested, you know, going on a mentor course to help other, you know, so other sports people, and it taught me so much. It gave me that opportunity to reflect and kind of learn. And then I went that bit further. I said, right, actually, if I want to be a coach, you need to really understand what gets people, what gets them motivated, the values, all those little things. And I find it fascinating. It's taught me about how I can, you know, from my end, but also how to help people with what they want to achieve in life as well. So yeah, it's good fun. You know, it's different characters, and you know, I love that you think you know someone, and then they just go, actually, I want this. You go, okay, right, we'll go this way then. Yeah, and that's what's fascinating. People are people, and they're brilliant.
It's actually something that I'm really passionate about, is like talking to people and how to talk to people, how to talk to different people, because obviously doing this as a living, and then before that was the wrestling MC, and before that was radio presenting. So it's actually something that really interests me in how to maintain your personality and your tone, but direct it in different ways. So talking to 12-year-old kids is massively different to talking to 35 plus businessmen who think they're God's gift. You're talking to school kids, athletes. Like, is there anything you can like embellish and unpick that a little bit, like any tactics you've got? Or
I say the same story. I literally say the same story to every single those categories. So I've got the primary schools, I've got the 16 17-year-old kids, and I've got the CEOs, and I say the same story. But you do it you said it exactly that. It's about the tone and your body language, and actually how you accentuate certain words and certain messages. So the primary school kids, it's really exciting. Everything is exciting, and I'm like, oh, you know, really over the top dramatic. I'm like a drama teacher, and it's like, right, okay, who can tell me? And you get them to ask questions and get them like in their heads, their imagination, and that's what you do. You've got to get them into this beautiful world of sport, and you can do that kind of, right, can you feel your heart racing? You do lots of actions. Then with 16 17-year-olds, it's a bit more like, okay, so actually start asking the questions, but not, you know, sort of like, ooh. You start going, okay, right, so what choices are you making? And you know, this is what I made at your age. This is the dilemmas I had. I am exactly the same as you, but this is the choice I made. What choices are you making that could be the right thing? So you just sort of like turn, you know, sort of bring it back to when I was their age, and you know, this is life, and this is what I had to decide. And then you can see them questioning about decisions and choices. That kind of stuff. Really, you sort of bring it into themselves, but not in a mass. You don't tell them what you must do this and you must do that. You talk about actually failing is good. You know, you're learning, and it's okay. It's okay to be, you know, you're human. And then when you go to the CEOs, you do the same sports story, but say, okay, so how did I achieve it? And you sort of you do the questions, and we dissect it a little bit more. So why did I achieve it? How did I achieve it? You know, who are the people that helped me, and how can that relate to your business right now? And exactly the same story, but you just use the different questions, and you just get the person in different ways. But that's it.
That's
There's no magic in it. And the CEO's going, I just paid her that amount of money to say that. But she says the same thing to a primary school. So probably dug myself into a massive hole there. But
no, it's an interesting. I think it's a very interesting thing, certainly from my point of view. But then that's what ticks my boxes. Do you know what I mean? Like learning about talking to people. And someone once told me the best exercise to really get your point across is a sentence called "He stole the car," and no matter how you know the one where you put the inflection on each different word and it makes it a completely different sentence. Exactly. And that's something that I've always taken with me.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we're lucky in the fact sports, anyone can do a motivational speech, and people just go, oh no. I said, I really believe that every single person has got a story. They have got learnings. They have got it. And again, it's that confidence to go, this is me, this is what I've learned, and this is what I've achieved. And every single person can be a motivational speaker. It's just, like you say, it's how you say it, what you want to say, and what you want people to get from it. But people just go, okay, so I was born on this day, then I went to this school, and then I went to university, and you've missed out so much stuff, because people just don't understand the whys, the hows, and all that sort of stuff.
That's very, very interesting. I want to talk a little bit about football now, because you are a massive Spurs fan, by all accounts.
I am, for my sins,
Yeah, well, I was going to say for your sins. What do you think of Spurs at the moment? Because it's coming back. Got Man United on the 19th, I believe.
What? Yeah. Where do I start? I mean, last season, I mean, even the sort of the last 3-4 seasons, not this one. So obviously the 2018, 2019, it just felt this real sense of team. I felt this real sense of togetherness. I felt this real passion from the players. I felt, everyone was so proud. Everyone was loving talking about Spurs, which usually we get, oh yeah, won a trophy. And, I know, but it kind of didn't. But everyone was secretly loving the way they were playing, and they're sort of just that. It was something about them. The way they talked after the matches was just great. It was fun. Poch was brilliant. Everything seemed great. And then obviously that Champions League final, and then suddenly everything just felt like basically Liverpool played shit, and we had that chance and we played shitter.
Yes.
So therefore we didn't win, and I think that it's destroyed us, absolutely destroyed us. And I know people go, oh, you can come back stronger and all that, but it's killed us. It's absolutely kills us. And you see players, Christian Eriksen's gone, Poch was gone, and I don't see a team anymore. So it's. Ugh.
Do you think Mourinho's the wrong man for the job? Because I'll say,
I think it was a short time. It was a short-term fix. I think that first initial buzz, and I think he did get a bit of a spark going. Great. Is he the right person? No, he's not the right person. But like I say, it's I don't know what their long-term plan is. I'm not sort of in Daniel Levy's sort of. Daniel, come on, let's talk. Maybe I should.
A motivational speech. You'll get the last.
Maybe I should. Maybe I should give him a call. Say, look, let's talk. Let's talk about this reflection time, and let's talk about leadership. Why?
Gail, if you ever got the chance to beat Jose Mourinho at badminton, you have to come back on and tell me, because that would be the funniest thing ever. Because he would be livid.
He would be livid. I have smelt him. He smells very nice, by the way. Very good aftershave. Yeah.
Good. Well, I would have thought so. He is a cool guy.
He smells very good. Very good. I don't know if he'll play me at badminton though, but I can always ask. It's always out there. No, I'll be interested to see what happens. I mean, we've gone back into Spurs mode, haven't we? Typical Spurs, which Gail,
I'm a Newcastle fan, right? It's I'm used to. I know. It's hard.
It's hard. I know. It's just sometimes if you think, why? But that's part of the love of it, isn't it? It's
absolutely.
Exactly. So.
Do you get to go to many games then? Do you get the chance to go? Yeah.
I do actually. So I'm quite lucky that I know a few people that can kind of sneak me in. The best though is that I knew someone who worked for UEFA. So
Mate.
I was sign girl number 2. Well, actually, I was sign girl number 1 because there was no other girls. So I put the Champions League sign out on the pitch. So I was there. You know that flag in the middle?
Yeah.
I put that out.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I know. And then, you know, the Champions League, the sign where they post the photos beforehand and all the team behind it, I put that sign there and then I walked on the pitch and took it off. So I was pitch side for most of the Champions League matches. And then the thing is, it's all fine until someone spots you and they're like, what the fuck are you doing, Gail? And I'm like...
What, like a Make-A-Wish kid? Like...
Yeah, it's a bit like... yeah, I'm sign girl number 1, you know, and they're like, why? Just get a normal ticket like anyone else. And I'm like, well, you know, this way I can be along the pitch and, you know, sort of put a sign out, take it off.
Everybody would take that opportunity. I don't care who everybody would do that.
I know. So I've got these brilliant photos of me like that, literally, and I can go all backstage as well. And the worst is that obviously I don't know my way. I've sort of worked out where to go, but you're walking around and you're like, yeah, I've got my pass. Like you wait. It's like that. Wayne's World when they're going backstage, and I'm doing that, going, yeah, backstage. And then I've walked in and I'm literally in the media room, like, oh shit, sorry, like that, walking out again. I've interrupted a few press conferences accidentally. Yeah, I haven't walked into the changing rooms yet, but I couldn't find that one.
You haven't found them yet.
Next time.
So what's next for Gail Emms then? Like, because you've got these, sounds like you're living a real fun, wonderful life. Like, what's next?
I do.
Yeah, it sounds like you're loving life.
I do. I've always been someone who is like, well, I'm going to try and do anything random and take up every opportunity. So, who knows? I don't know. I'm one of those that I really feel I should grow up at some stage.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I should have a 10-year plan. But those of you who don't, most of the people who know me just go, well, this is me, and the randomness that is me. The, you know, 1 minute I'll be like, ooh, let's do this, and then I'll be like, ooh, let's do that. I think, yeah, I don't know. The golfing, the wrestling, the talking. Who knows? I just think that I want to live how I played badminton, and that was making sure that every day, you know, I know that I had a good day, and that I can look back, I don't have any regrets, and so, yeah, live. I think I think my dad died 2.5 years ago, and I think that towards the end of his life, he was really, really ill, and I think that he existed. He didn't live at the end of his, you know, for his life. And I think so many people exist.
Yeah.
And we are very in a world where we get into habits and we do our same things over and over again. And I'm very much about, you have that ability to change it, and you have ability to do whatever you like to do. So do it, live.
Do you know what? I can relate to that. And before I say my little story about it, it's an absolute joy because I did all my research on you, and a lot of it is the struggled coming out of tennis, struggled coming out of sport. And I wanted to avoid that because I think that's been done, and I think there's a lot more to you than that. And so it's lovely to see that you're actually enjoying life and you're smiling and you're genuine. So that's great.
Yeah.
I lost my father 5 years ago this September, and the mentality in them 5 years, I've managed to make this my job.
Yeah.
And the way I look at it is, my dad didn't raise a fool. My dad would want me to like tackle every day like a man, and this is what we're doing. And you know, you're saying that I like that. It's good. So
yeah, it's learning. It's, you know, I don't regret my tough times. I did go through tough times, and I hold my hand up, and I could have done things a lot differently, and I could have prepared all this stuff, and you know, and I there's no one to blame, but I'm never going to shy away from it. So if you did ask me about it, I would talk about it, because it's part of who I am, and I went through it, and other people go through that as well. And you're right, never ever assume anything about anyone. everyone has got their own journey, everyone's got their own stuff, but if lockdown's going to teach anything, like, just to check in on each other and just sort of go, you know what, you're human, live. If you don't want to live, you know, if you feel like, you know, having a bad day, have a bad day, wear a medal, whatever you want to do, but it's okay. And I think it will be all right. And I'm glad you've got to where you are from, you know, I'm sorry about your dad, but you know, I think we should feel proud that we've learned something from it, and you know, we've kind of done something positive from it as well.
Well, like I said to you before, I used to be a forklift driver, and now I do this for a living. Now I get to meet Olympians and professional wrestlers, and I interviewed Alan Shearer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man.
He nearly killed me with a football.
Right, now there's a story you've got to tell me there.
White Hart Lane, Spurs, Newcastle. I was doing some promo stuff for London 2012 on the pitch, about to do the microphone, you know, on the loud tannoy and everything. It's on the warm up, and we were just standing there. Alan Shearer kicks this ball. I swear to God, I could see it in my peripheral vision. It was coming straight for my head. Thank God I have reactions, because I went like that, because otherwise, and it went right straight past my face. So it just went like that. It hit the advertising boards, went springing up, like it clattered them. It would have, you know, like, it was such a powerful shot, right? It clattered up, bounced down to my feet, and I sort of picked it up and went, like, literally chucked it back, went, it's all right, Alan, nearly killed me. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He was so in the zone, right?
Oh.
So in the zone, didn't even register, didn't even say sorry or whatever. I think he got sent off after 20 minutes in that match. He was obviously somewhere else. So, you know, the fact that I was like, sorry, Alan, you nearly killed me. It's fine. Nothing. Absolutely.
So he
nothing.
wasn't like messing about, just like knocking it to you. No, just missed shot it.
He was kicking this. He was not. He was angry. Yeah, I don't know if I was in the wrong place or he was aiming for me. I don't know. But the fact that he got sent off after 20 minutes, there you go.
Was there a little go on you?
Alan, you got to chill out, mate. Chill out. You know, this is where I can help you.
Yeah, a one-on-one with Alan Shearer. You probably do a better job than I did.
Yeah. Okay. No worries.
Okay. On the note of like coming out of sports, then, like, I read that you've set up Sport Matter group with Lee Hendry.
Sport Mental group. Yes.
I beg your pardon. Can you just?
Right, no.
Because obviously Lee Hendry really did like capture the hearts of the imagination on Harry's Heroes. I mean, I've never met the fella, but I did send him a message on behalf of Superstar Speakers. Can you just tell us a little bit about that? Because I'm sure people are interested in the follow-up of that.
So Lee and I have known each other for a few years now, because we go on the golf circuits and, you know, do the whole speaking at lunches and stuff like that. And I didn't really sort of know him. I never Google anyone. Okay. So I know that if I meet somebody, a sports person, I will not Google them, because everything's taken out of context anyway. And if they want to share something with me, and usually we do end up sharing stuff, and, you know, sort of like, how are you, whatever. So I did, but I did know, I sort of had something in my head that I think something has happened at some stage in his life. Then sort of we started working together, and he talked about his mental health issues, and he'd heard about mine, and we started talking a bit more openly. And he wanted to do something to help. I knew he'd filmed Harry's Heroes, and he said that he was now feeling confident to talk about what he'd gone through. And he was talking about, it's like, help, you know, Gail, you do the talking. How can I sort of like get into that? Yeah. And I was trying to explain to him how, you know, it's going to be really, really hard talking about your experience. Are you ready for it? And, you know, all those little things. And we were working on that. And then obviously lockdown happened, and we were like, I sort of said to him, so you okay, lockdown? He was like, I am going crazy. And I said, well, if I'm going crazy and you're going crazy, can you think about all the other athletes that are sort of, you know, training full time, whatever, they must be going through boom. And the thing that I like about sort of talking with Lee is the fact that he's not badminton. And sometimes what we don't do very well in sport is cross talk, you know, talking different sports. And I think there's so much you can get out of that. Because sometimes you don't want to talk in football, you don't want to talk in tennis, or don't want to talk in badminton, because people have seen stuff about you, and sometimes it's not right to go there. So what I loved was the fact that I could be quite honest with Lee, and he can be quite honest with me. And I was like, there's something in this. We need to be encouraging more and more people. So we have got quite a few people that are in this group, and we just, like I say, check in with each other. How are you? You all right? And we've got athletics, got rugby, we've got rugby league, we've got so many different people, and it's really, really lovely. And then obviously Harry's Heroes has come out, and Lee has been, and I thank you so much for sending a message to him. I know he's going through all of them, and he's reading every single one of them. So we were going to sort of do stuff later on in the year, but I think we had to fast forward it because so many people got in contact with him, and also, you know, sort of lockdown. So it's still a work in progress, but we know how important it is that we need to, it's not counselling, it's not therapy, it's not rehab, it's just, are you okay? You okay? Yeah. I'm okay. Because, you know, like sports people know, it doesn't matter what sport it is. I can sit there with like Formula One racing driver, or it's judo, whatever, but they know, you know, and you know that they know. Yeah. So yeah, it's good.
I think that's wonderful. I mean, again, to go back to Superstar Speakers, we've had the opportunity to work with Frank Bruno, he's a big advocate of this. And like that kind of group would really benefit him. And like boxing to badminton to football, it's chalk and cheese, isn't it? But
we know. Yeah. We know that he knows that he knows that we know. And that's something really reassuring. And it, like I said, we're not trying to fix each other. We're not trying to go, oh, what you need to do is this. It's none of that. It's just like a support system, a network. And that's what we want to encourage. I think we're a little bit disillusioned with some of the kind of organised groups, like say like the PFA or you know, some of they're not for everyone. Okay, they work really well for some people. They're not for everyone. I know for a fact that I'm not we've got to go to this group. Oh, all right then. That's not me. I like to I would like to go something a little bit outside the box. So for me, this is right up my street. And but the problem is, it's scary how it's a bigger problem than people think. Yeah, and that's a little bit scary.
We get a lot in this business that we're in, where we deal with a lot of former footballers, boxers. It's a very, very common trend. Like people that you wouldn't even imagine will just say something, and you're like, "Oh, you too, yeah."
Yeah, exactly. Sport is incredible, and don't get me wrong, but it's high pressure. It is relentless pressure, and I can't even imagine what it's like now. We've got social media and, you know, sort of everything as well. It is, and everyone tries to fix you. That's the problem. Everyone tries to fix you, and it can be so, you just want to be you, and I don't think athletes are allowed to be themselves. Everyone's trying to make them into a robot of, you know, conveyor belt of, you know, we must produce this, you know, and you've got to produce here, otherwise, you know, nope, you're off the system, off the program.
Or even the caricature. Like I think about Paul Merton, people expected a certain behaviour. And more Gaza, there's an expectation that they'll not try and live up to, but kind of like, well, I'm the funny one.
Gaza is not the same person, so why are we expecting him to be the same as Gaza when he's a completely different person? It's like,
absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
like he's the new Gaza, he's the new Ronaldo, he's the new whoever.
Yeah. Hear it all the time, constantly. So that's what. But you know, it's really hard to get into the clubs because they go, well, we have a sports psychologist, we're fine.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's not sports psychology. It's this. We just want to, you know, sort of. But yeah, that's our problem. We've got a few barriers, but the more we talk about it, like say, thank you for mentioning it as well. But the more we get that out there, then I think more athletes will get a really good network going. So
we'll put something on our social media by all accounts. We're more than happy to play our part and share, because we do have those contacts. And as I always say, if it just helps one person, then it's a success, isn't it? So we will definitely play our part with that. And we're coming up to the end of the hour, Gail, already. It's been an absolute joy. Benji Smith puts it perfectly. This has been a superb interview, to be fair. Apart from the medals, knew nothing about Emms. She's so down to earth, great woman, but even if she does have a potty mouth.
I'm very sorry for my swearing. I'm really sorry, Benji. I can only apologise. And I don't know what else to say other than sorry.
Tell him to get stuffed. Just tell him to get stuffed.
No. No, it's my fault. It's sport. This is what happens. It's been playing golf. That's what's done it to me. I've still got the swearing in my head. So sorry.
No problem. No problem. Gail, it's been an absolute joy chatting to you. Like you've made my job very, very easy to the point where James Ulliott has said, when is there an evening with Rob Maltman? Which, like, my story's rubbish. Like, I don't have a motivational story. It's just
this is where we can work it out.
Yeah,
what we can do.
My story is basically rubbish at sport, good at talking about sport, turned it into a job. That's it. That's it.
That's all you need. Yeah. No, do you know what? Sometimes the best stories are like that. I've listened to some stories from very famous Olympians. 1 second, there you go, Ollie. And actually I nearly fell asleep because it was that boring. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So Ollie, do you want to say hello?
Yeah, come on.
Ollie, come in a bit high.
Hi, Ollie.
There he is. This is Ollie.
Hello, Ollie.
Hi. So Ollie's my superstar. What sport are you gonna be? Football.
Good lad. Good lad.
More like rugby, I think.
Team do you support, Ollie?
What team do you support?
Tottenham.
Tottenham. Good.
Well, that's the broadcast just ended there.
Oh, no, you're awesome. So
good for you, mate.
Although he is wearing a Man United dressing gown, actually, so we'll just ignore that.
Yeah, it's all right. Like, he'll get over that.
Yeah, we'll burn it when he's out of it, but we needed it for now. So, yes, there you go. Yeah,
it is a Man United one as well.
I know. I wasn't joking. It was literally a hand-me-down. I know. So it was like, it was like, do we put him in it? But actually, we kind of need it at the moment, so he's fine. Yeah,
he'll be all right.
He'll be fine.
Right, yeah, I think that pretty much is a nice close. Well, I can't remember what we were talking about. That was all.
You're going to do your motivational speech. You're going to do an evening with
how people can emulate my career, which is it's ridiculous.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. No one's life is a bad thing. It's good. It's all good.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to follow Gail, she's on Twitter. Drop her a message. Have a look at the Sport Mental group as well. Check out everything you can. But ladies and gentlemen, it has been my absolute pleasure to talk to the Olympic silver medalist, the fabulous Gail Emms.